Hey, welcome to the GNAPcast. My name is David.
And my name is Seth, and we've got another guest with us here on the GNAPcast.
Yay.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Anna Lutnagger.
All right,
Hello,
hi,
Anna
Anna.
Luttenegger.
We're glad to have you on the show. So this show, we're going to go ahead and we're going to ask you a random question. So Anna, what is your favorite song that you've listened to recently?
Ooh, that's really
The
hard.
song question is always hard.
Oh,
even
it's
if
so
It's
hard.
like,
Well, that's
I
why I
like
added the
so many
caveat
songs.
of recently. Maybe that makes it easier because sometimes in like the last couple of days, you've got a
Fair.
song you've just been listening to over and over.
That is true. I do have a song that's been stuck in my head for the past 2 days.
Is it your favorite song, or
Yeah,
is
I
it
like
just stuck in
it.
your head?
It's a good song, though.
That's a good song.
Which song would
Fair.
this be?
Fly Me to the Moon.
I don't actually know that
Ooh,
one.
that's a good one.
With Frank Sinatra.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
classic.
Yeah.
I have to go
Big
find
band,
it.
40s.
Chances are I've actually heard it.
Oh, you've
but
heard it before.
I
Oh, of
don't
course.
know the song just by the name. So, all right, now Anna, as a guest on our show, you have the chance to ask either one of us or both any question you would like to.
Well, I'm going to ask you both a question.
All right.
What's your favorite type of wood?
Favorite type of wood?
Ooh, that's interesting.
I'm gonna have to go with would you rather. I'm just kidding.
Just because we do that a lot on this
All
show.
the time. Favorite type of wood?
I'm gonna have to say oak.
Oak.
Oak is my favorite wood.
That's a
It's
good
very,
choice.
very heavy, but it looks so pretty.
Okay. In my limited experience with woods, I'm a huge fan of either mahogany or ebony, just because I like the names, to be honest.
Maple wood is also pretty neat too.
It is,
Yeah.
actually. I'm just, my context here is I'm thinking, what kind of wood would I love to have as a chess set? Like mahogany or ebony or things like that. Those would
See,
be fun to have.
I'm thinking, what would I want to be in my house?
Oh, okay. I'm not as practical as Seth is, so
I'm gonna go for a nice red oak,
red oak.
especially a stained red oak.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah, that's nice.
All right, so for this episode, we're going to play a game of surprise, surprise, would you rather?
It's
So-
almost like a thing at this point.
I think it is, actually. We might as well continue it while we're at it.
I mean, yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and start off. I've got a question for the both of you, and then we'll go around the circle to Seth and then to Anna, and then for a while.
All right.
So, would you guys rather lose an arm and one foot or lose a leg and one hand?
How do you lose an arm but not a hand?
No,
I'm
it's,
very
it's
confused.
It's like, would you lose your entire leg and then just a hand, or your entire arm and then just your foot? So it's like different proportions of each, I guess, if that helps. That's how I understand it, but you can understand it differently.
See, I feel like I need my feet for less things than I need my hands.
Would they be easier to replace prosthetically or something?
Probably. I mean, it's very hard to duplicate the dexterity of a human hand, particularly human fingers. So
That's
I
true.
feel like that being said,
The problem is you're going to lose your hand
Yeah,
either
you're going to
way.
lose it no matter what.
no, I
But do you want to
don't.
lose?
I want my hands.
Well, would you rather have your entire leg, but just your foot replaced and then missing your entire arm, or just replace your hand, but then have your entire leg still? Or is it? the other
This
way?
is hard.
It's a lose a hand, lose a leg, or lose an arm, lose a foot.
Yes. Now, which one would you rather have?
Well,
This is a life-altering decision right
I'd
here.
rather lose an arm and a foot, probably.
Your entire arm. And what is your rationale behind this monumentous decision?
I like walking. I don't
fair.
know.
Walking.
I mean, walking is great, but so is eating.
We have another hand.
Well, yeah, but what if it's your dominant hand that
Ooh,
you
but there's
lose,
no-
your dominant arm?
then the other one
oh.
becomes dominant because you're using it for all the other
What about
stuff.
this, though?
Fair.
Another way you can interpret the question is, what if, when you're losing an arm and a foot, if you lose your entire arm, but you just get a foot shorter?
Oh,
See, I'd go for that too.
Then you still lose your entire
interesting.
Yeah, but you can do a lot of stuff.
arm. Okay.
Have
so
you ever seen Soul Surfer?
Yeah.
I have. It was a
Oh,
long time
yeah.
ago, though. That's a good option. So, Anna, you're going to lose an arm and one foot.
I think I'm gonna say the same for different reasons.
What's your reason?
It is, if I have to pick between a prosthetic arm and a prosthetic hand, I think they've made more progress with arms. So yeah, I'm gonna say arm and one foot.
All right. So, as it turns out, you guys are slightly in the minority.
Oh, of course we are.
Of course. It's 47%.
Oh,
so it's actually
jeez.
really close. 47 would rather lose an arm
I
and
mean,
a foot.
with a question like that, I
It's
wasn't
gonna be
expecting
a-
much else.
It's going to be a split decision. Okay.
Eh,
All right.
boo.
All right. Boo, get off the stage.
Wait, what stage? We're on a stage?
Well, I'm off the rug.
I
though,
mean,
but-
we're in a sound stage, but...
All right. So, Seth, what have you got for us?
All right. Would you rather have your name known forever for doing something terrible or never be recognized for accomplishing something wonderful?
How terrible.
How terrible do you
Like,
want
supposedly,
it to
it's that
be?
one guy. What's the guy's name? Is it Ivan the Terrible or whatever those people are?
Vlad the
Impaler. That's not
Vlad
right.
the Impaler.
I don't know. But if you were known for doing something so terrible that you're remembered forever, I feel like that would be worse than being not remembered at all. But it depends on what the terrible thing is. Like, if you're remembered for doing something terrible, but it's only terrible to a certain couple of people, and for everybody else, it's like the best thing ever, and you're remembered for that, then maybe that would be awesome.
I mean, maybe you could be like the guy who invented backless dresses. Like, oh no, it's terrible.
Terrible.
Really?
What if you're the guy who invented paper? Because that would be terrible. Okay.
Boo.
I'm just full of them today. Okay. These puns are terrible.
Oh gosh, you're telling me.
No, but if I was the guy that invented paper and I was remembered forever for something like that, I mean,
Okay,
I'd go
that
for
would
that.
be okay. Anna, what are you thinking?
I don't know. I think maybe do something and not be recognized.
Not be recognized?
Really?
Normally I would go for that, but because I found the loophole where if I invented paper, I'm going to stick with that one. I'm sure it's the minority, but I'm going to stick with it because I like my rationale behind it.
So Anna is actually in the majority here
Surprise, surprise.
by a pretty good margin. 79% of players would rather never
wow.
be recognized.
Wow.
They just
Yeah.
haven't thought to invent paper. My goodness. I mean,
But paper's already invented.
well, something kind of like paper. But, you know, if I went back in time and invented paper, I'd be remembered for inventing something terrible. But I'd be remembered forever. Although I don't actually know the guy who invented paper, so maybe
It's
that
been
doesn't work.
around for a
Well, originally it was
really
like papyrus
long
or
time.
reed
Yeah.
paper
I
or
mean,
something like
paper's
that.
been around almost since the dawn of civilization.
Is it more or less relevant? That's not the right word. Has it been around longer than the wheel?
That's a good question, actually. I'm
going to
I
guess
would
probably
think
not.
Probably not.
I think the wheel would have come first, but who
Yeah.
knows?
I don't know. I actually think it might be the other way around.
Hmm.
But
I have no idea.
I
I don't know if
yeah.
anybody has any proof either. But if you have proof, send your email to Seth because I don't want to.
Wait, why do I have to deal with the fan emojis?
Oh, I'm just kidding. All right, Anna, what do you have for us?
Okay, would you rather know when the world ends or know how the world ends?
In just the context of the question itself, I'd much rather know the how than the when.
Yeah, I think
Because then you're always spending your life being like if you know the how is going to happen tomorrow, you're like, what's going to happen? Is it going to be a nuclear war? Is it going to be a fire? Is it just just
I
things
think
are
I'm
gonna
in the
stop?
same boat, actually.
I'd rather know the how.
I'd rather
I
know
think.
how the world ends than when
Yeah.
it ends.
Me too. Okay.
All right.
You want to know? So we're all in the
Wanna know?
majority.
Oh, I got these
Yay!
scars.
62% would want to know how the world
Okay,
ends.
that's a little less lopsided than I thought it would be.
That makes sense. I thought it was going to be a lot more split, but maybe people agree with me for once. As opposed to making terrible
Oh no,
puns.
we're going mainstream.
Not again. It's like a third episode in a row.
That's the third Would You Rather in a row that's been super mainstream.
All right. Well, here's a question where I honestly don't know if there's a right answer to it.
Uh-oh.
Would you rather eat a container of butter or drink a bottle of maple syrup? And it doesn't specify the size of the container or the bottle either. So I
I
have no
would drink
idea.
a bottle of maple syrup.
Is it going to be the
maybe.
good maple syrup? Because I grew up with
Actually-
stuff
Why
that
would
was
you
super.
eat anything but good maple syrup?
Well, to be fair, I grew up with maple syrup that was very, very watery because it was the
Aw,
off-brand.
I'm so sorry.
It wasn't very
If you
good.
eat an entire package of butter, though, could it be on stuff? Like bread and...
Well, the syrup could be on stuff too.
Yeah,
Couldn't it?
probably.
Maybe. It depends
Well,
on how
it
you
said
interpret
drink.
the question.
It said,
Oh,
It
it
said
does
say
drink the syrup.
But it also
But it
says eat a container
Eat a
of
container.
butter. And if you drink a bottle, usually, that requires drinking the stuff that's in the bottle. But if you eat a container, that's eating the container itself, right? Like the plastic? Is that how it works?
I mean,
Maybe
based
not.
on the fact that one of these is edible, I'm going to go with drinking maple syrup because
Oh.
I don't want to eat plastic. I'm sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a good rationale
No.
there.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
actually watched a guy eat a tire thing
A
of...
tire?
No, not a tire.
Oh, okay.
Entire. E-N-T-I-R-E.
Oh.
Okay.
A tire thing of butter. It was like a giant stick.
Oof.
Ew.
Like 2 sticks.
I can't believe.
And he
I
did it.
can't believe he ate the whole thing. I like butter, but not that much.
Well, he did it because his brother challenged him if he would eat the whole thing, he'd buy him a pocket knife.
Oh,
And his brother bought him
That
a
better
pocket
be
knife.
a darn good pocket knife.
that's what I was going to say.
It
If
was
it's a good
going to be a
pocket knife, I'd
Swiss
do that.
Army knife, and his brother blamed me.
Oh, this is a personal experience thing.
Oh, man,
I was thinking
that's a
like-
whole new level.
I thought it was like on YouTube or something.
No,
Okay. Well, you guys are actually in the majority. 70%.
No, not again.
77% of people would rather drink a bottle of maple syrup than eat a bunch of butter.
See, because butter's gross by itself.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the kind of butter too, though. But
Unless it's like, I don't even know. I can't think of a way to make butter taste good by itself.
well, does butter have to come
Well,
from
you could
like
put
cow
cinnamon
milk?
in it.
That's true. I guess you could do like
honey.
whipped butter. That might not be too
Isn't there
bad.
such thing as like fried butter, or is that fried ice cream? I don't remember.
Yes, if it exists, there's probably a fried version of it.
Oh yeah, you can get fried butter on a stick.
You can get fried anything on a stick.
Yeah.
I need to go to a fair more to be
On
honest.
the Iowa State Fair website, they have a whole list of on a stick. That's what it's called, on a stick, and it tells you everything they have on a stick.
What an interesting shtick.
Did they find Jose Jalapeno on a stick? No. From what is that?
Oh,
Is that
boy.
Jeff Dunham, I think. All
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so
So
what have you got
I
for
have
us?
one for you. This is a very interesting question because it does not really matter. I
Do
mean, none
any
of
of
these
these
questions.
matter?
No, none of these matter, but they're not like life and death hypothetical situations this time.
Especially like the one that I just asked.
Right.
Definitely life and death.
Would you rather be able to name a new element on the periodic table or win a gold medal at the Olympics?
Ooh.
Oh, that's easy. Win a gold medal at the Olympics.
In what
Really?
event? What event would you pick?
Probably martial arts. No.
Martial arts? Like a specific.
Like karate.
Oh, okay. I was immediately thought
Interesting.
fencing.
It's
I'm like, that's not
sparring.
right. That's
I
Fencing
think-
isn't a martial art.
it's an art.
I mean,
yes,
it is
maybe.
technically a martial art, but it's not what people think of as martial arts.
That's true. So specifically karate. I didn't know they actually had gold medals for that.
Yeah, they just
A
don't
lot of
show it
times.
on TV because.
Oh, because it's not as interesting.
Well, no, I don't think as many Americans try out or go into that.
That makes sense.
Probably not.
That'd be fun to do. I mean, I'd love to win a medal. English. I'd love to win a medal at the Olympics, but I'd also love to name an element on the periodic table. I'd call something unobtainium, or like can obtain, but it's still super rarium or something like that.
Can
you know?
obtain, but still super rarium.
Yeah, that's from Cinema Sins, I think.
See, I want to name an element Pizzazium infinionite.
Ooh. What does it do though?
I don't know, but I just want to name something Pizzazium infinionite because it's a reference to Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, I see what you did there. Oh man.
It's my favorite element name for anything besides unobtainium.
Just call something like truth. Be like, aha, it's the element of truth. I have discovered it.
The element of surprise.
Yeah, I gave my sister a T-shirt of that. The symbols are AH, and it's like, and the number is 180, and the weight is 0.0, because it makes the like surprised face, or whatever. But I'm gonna have to go with the gold medal as well.
Both
frankly.
of you are saying gold medal.
Both of those
Okay.
are like they're really close in my mind, but I'm gonna go with gold medal
And
just
again,
barely.
you guys are in the majority.
Oh, dear. How dare I.
63% of players would
Oh,
rather
wow.
win a gold medal.
That's more than I thought. but
Yeah, for real.
I guess there's more athletic folk.
I don't know. That's what I would have thought.
Well, that makes sense. I
The
guess
Olympics is, I don't know.
it's more televised
exciting.
for sure.
You're like doing, you're not, I don't know. It's not theoretical.
I'd like to think elements are usually not theoretical either, but to be fair, I spent about an hour and a half last night perusing through the wiki, researching Schrodinger's equations and quantum physics.
gosh.
So a lot of that is also theoretical.
How did you
though.
sleep last night?
Not very well.
After that, I'd imagine.
Well, you had an extra hour, so.
That's true,
Fair.
I did.
All right.
All right,
Anna,
what
what
have
do
you
you got
got?
for us?
Okay, would you rather have hair covering your entire body or be completely bald?
Would I rather be a human or a monkey? There's the classification there.
I mean, technically, humans do have hair covering almost all of their bodies.
Technically,
so...
yeah. Actually, not technically. It's true.
On a technical level.
I mean,
I
I'm
do
gonna go
believe.
with that. I really like my hair.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. Though I do know there's it's not a disease, it's like a condition where you're allergic to your own body hair. So in order to to relieve the symptoms or whatever, basically all of your hair is surgically removed. So there was someone that was in my brother's like couple classes back in his college in my hometown where, I mean, she would wear a wig like every day, but it would be like a different wig every day. And people were like, wait, you're changing your hairstyle so much. And eventually they realized that she just didn't actually have any hair. So like, she would draw in like with makeup or something like that. So in that sense, that would almost be interesting as well. Because I don't like, for example, I don't like shaving. That's a very tiring thing to do. Insert ad for, what are those razors? Dollar Shave Club?
Gillette.
No,
Not
but
the sponsor.
no, not at all.
Maybe
No, but,
someday.
like, well, that would be interesting. That would also be like that's a good conversation starter too. Like, oh, you don't have any hair. Yeah, and here's why. I have a good, I don't know. So that sounds interesting to me, but I'm still gonna have to agree with Seth on this one.
I'm sticking with be covered in hair.
Okay, you
Be a
guys
close
are
second.
minority.
Oh, wow.
26% should have their hair covered entire body.
Maybe they're thinking-
74% would be bald.
74% of people need to study science harder.
Well, maybe they would rather. Maybe they're thinking like your hair. It's like the same length as what's on your head normally, where it's just like super long everywhere.
Like that
a monkey.
episode of Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of too. It doesn't say fur though. It says hair. Hair is different than fur.
But poodles have hair, not fur.
Yeah, fair
Can't argue with that logic, can you?
Darn it, you've out-logicked me again.
All right, so I've got a question for the both of you. Would you
All right.
rather never be able to touch anyone again,
So be Rogue from the X-Men.
or never be able to talk to anyone again?
Ooh.
Depends on how you define touch, to be honest. Like if you mean like scientifically where you can't touch anything, then what's the difference? But I don't think that's how they mean it.
Well, if I can't touch anyone, that means that I'm Rogue, because that's one of the side effects of her superpowers.
But
Wasn't-
she can wear
wasn't that her-
gloves and touch people.
Yeah.
Right, not like
So there's
skin-to-skin
already a
contact, though.
loophole.
But wasn't that like her main power though? Was that she, if she touched people, she would steal their either life energy or their powers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is a good loophole.
So based on the fact that I want superpowers, I'm going to go with that one.
But it doesn't mean you get a superpower though. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing there. So Seth is gonna choose the superpower.
I'm extrapolating based on the parameters of the question, which aren't very much.
Fair enough.
I probably.
A very open-ended question indeed.
If it's like Rogue, where you can put on gloves and stuff and still hug people, and
Or maybe like
or
Elsa from
or
Frozen?
Elsa, yeah.
From that super
well,
popular
Elsa
movie
does.
like 3
She
years
can
ago?
touch
Oh,
people.
no.
She just puts the gloves on because it's like psychological help.
So you're also gonna go with not be able to touch people?
I guess so.
All right.
There's a lot of agreement on this episode, too.
And you guys are in the majority. Surprise, surprise. But it's only 56% of people.
Oh, that's
Would
a
rather
little
touch.
more split than I was expecting.
Maybe
or a
they
little
also
less lopsided.
Maybe they also all want to be Rogue from X-Men. It's a very
I don't think
popular
they've
belief.
all come up with that loophole.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess if you say so.
Some people just hate being touched.
You
That is true.
don't have to worry about spreading germs that way. But it also means you can't like hug anybody, you can't kiss anybody,
Air
you can't
hug.
like, slap them in the face if they annoy you unless you're wearing gloves. There's all
Hey,
these-
Hey, if you're wearing gloves,
if you
there's
are
no
wearing gloves.
evidence.
Oh, that's true.
Plus, if you slap them in the face when you're not wearing gloves, it hurts them more.
Oh, I get because you're not supposed to touch them.
Exactly, because you're not supposed to touch them.
Oh, okay.
See, I thought this through.
Oh, okay.
Even
All
though
right,
I didn't
Seth.
know I was going to have to think it through.
All right.
Okay, so if you had superpowers from an unknown origin,
That's quite the caveat.
would you rather allow the government to experiment on you or not allow the government to experiment on you?
Not allow the
I'm gonna go with
government
not right away.
to
Wow, that was the least deliberation we've ever had on a question.
I don't like government experimentation. Just its whole premise is flawed. They always do it for their own ends.
Yeah.
And I'd
Here,
rather-
we've pulled DNA samples from superheroes to make our own superhero. Oh crap, he's gonna kill everyone.
And while we're at it, let's make our own computers smarter so that they can help. Oh, there goes AI again.
I'm
Oh
sorry,
dear.
Dave. I can't do that.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
You're not supposed to sound like Hal. I'm supposed
yeah,
to sound like Hal.
I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be Dave. Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that.
I'm actually a Dave too, which is great. Oh,
It looks like 84% of players agree with you.
well, that was easy.
So that's a very, very hard majority.
It's a very, very hard question too, I'm
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
I think we've got time for a couple more. So,
I'm
Anna, what have you
excited.
got for us?
Would you rather? Wait, I haven't switched it yet.
Oh dear. Would you rather stay on the same question or go to the next one? 50% of people don't agree with the other 50% when it's
Okay.
a 50-50 split.
What?
Got it.
Okay.
Would you rather be in a car accident that kills only you, or be responsible for a car accident where you live but 5 closest friends and family die? I'd rather.
Have we had
Die.
this one before?
This
This
sounds
sounds
familiar,
extremely familiar.
But I haven't a clue what I picked.
I'd rather die.
I remember what I picked because
you-
I
did you
said
pick
the
the
same
high-
thing.
That makes sense.
Like I would take the hit rather than let everyone else die.
You'd rather die the hero rather than wait. That was a different question.
That was a different question that we've already had.
All right. So we'll give you a chance not to re-roll. We'll do another question from Anna since that question was super familiar to the both of us.
Okay.
Reroll with advantage.
Would you rather always be sweating or always appear shivering cold?
Well, my problem is I'm already always like shivering cold. So that wouldn't be any different. and I've gotten used to that, so I'm gonna go with that one.
I
just 'cause it's
hate
easier.
being cold, but I hate sweating more. So I think I'm gonna say the same thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say that too.
And the popular opinion is
In your favor.
oh no.
Of course it is.
77% would say they'd always be shivering cold.
Well, stop the podcast. We've gone mainstream.
Oh no, we
Darn
gotta
it.
do. I think.
See you, everybody.
No, we've got time for one more question. So, would you rather be an only child or have one parent?
Either way, that's terrible.
Well, it depends. I feel
So
like.
would I rather be a Disney character or a normal person?
Would you rather be? Wait, I was gonna say Batman, but that's not right. Technically, he was an only child.
Batman was an only child because his parents died.
But he had both parents, but then he doesn't anymore. So that doesn't work. So you can't be Batman in this situation. Actually, no, you could. You could be an only child.
But no.
You'd be an only child with no parents then. So, anyways, so would you rather have absolutely no siblings or just have one parent?
That's really hard. Why did we start and end on really hard questions?
To make things more interesting?
I guess
maybe?
so.
I don't know. It wasn't intentional for sure.
I have friends who are only children.
Children.
Only
Children.
I mean, they seem to do just fine for the most part. But
Yeah. If I had a lot of cousins and made a lot of friends, it probably wouldn't be too bad. But I would miss my brother and sister a lot.
Well, it doesn't say that your brother and sister have to die. It just says that they never exist. Wait, that's not as good. Or that's not better at all. So your caveat here is if you had a whole bunch of friends and like cousins that are still in the family, you wouldn't mind nearly as much being an only child as if you only had
Well,
one
hang
parent.
on a second. It just says only child. It doesn't say what they're the only one to do.
So if you're the only boy, you're an only child? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that the question doesn't disallow that.
Oh. So you could be the only boy and have a bunch of sisters. Or you could
Yeah.
be the only girl and have a bunch of boys.
Or you'd be the only child that had superpowers.
Oh.
Ooh.
So again, you want to be Batman?
I'm really stuck on the superpowers thing
but you
today.
still can't be Batman. He doesn't actually have superpowers.
We need to have a Batman episode.
But he doesn't have superpowers, and he also is okay. Anyways,
That's another episode.
he's got as many superpowers as Tony Stark.
Shots have been fired, ladies.
Not by Batman, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'd rather be the only child because I want superpowers still.
Because you're more likely to have superpowers as an
Exactly.
only child.
I want to be
than-
the only child that has superpowers.
Oh, okay. But once you become an adult, everybody gets superpowers.
Everyone has the superpower when they're an adult. It's called responsibility. Oh!
That's the worst superpower ever.
I know!
I'm responsibility man. I'm here to pay my taxes and vote.
And get a job and have a successful career.
Oh man,
Life.
the worst. I think that's a super villain, actually. Do I dare go that far?
Ladies and gentlemen, more shots have been fired.
Still not by Batman because he doesn't use a gun. If we didn't make that clear
boy.
before.
So David is just full of shots and puns today, apparently.
Well, I guess not anymore. I think I used up all my shots now.
You used all your shots. Do you still have any puns?
Yeah, I'm sure I do, but we'll come across those later. I don't want to spoil anything right now.
Oh boy.
All right.
Did we ever actually choose answer? I did.
So Seth chose being an only child. Anna, you said also only
Yeah.
child because if you had friends, that's your caveat rather
cousins.
Completely different reasoning.
than
I had a
superpowers.
lot of cousins that are close.
That's fair.
Surprisingly, or maybe not, depending on how you view the question, you guys are in the majority again. 75% of people would rather be an only child.
Again, that's a very clear majority.
But I also
Wow.
feel like that's a little more common, being an only child rather than having just one parent. But I
you'd
don't
be
know the
surprised,
statistics there.
unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people only have one parent. Sad.
Oh no, more relevant discussion topics.
We need to fire responsibility man. Get off the stage.
Anyways, we have to end the episode.
We're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. So, Anna, what we normally do when we end the episode is because Seth and I have absolute pitch, we let our guest pick a random note. You just give us the note. Since you're familiar with notes and music, you can give us any random note. We will try to harmonize on a chord, either based off of that note or containing that note, depending on how we feel like it. And if you're interested, you can join us as well. We've had someone join us. Was it Luke, I think?
Luke joined us. Jesse joined us on our last guest episode.
Oh, that's right. So it's up to you, depending on how much you feel like singing.
I don't know, because I was going to try to pick something hard.
There's not really anything hard, but
It's
we've had a
true.
ton of people pick F sharp, G sharp,
and
and
C.
all notes right in there. So I don't know if we've ever had like an E or a B or something like less.
I don't think we've had B yet, actually.
Okay, B.
We're not trying to make the decision for you, but B, okay.
I believe you.
Oh, but I thought you said I was supposed to have the puns.
I know, I'm stealing them all, apparently.
That pun was okay. You get a B. Oh. Got it. Okay.
You killed it!
No.
Maybe I was going to ask if you like jazz.
Well, I was hoping that we could get rid of that movie.
Fair.
All right, so we're going to pick a B. Should we give you the B, Anna, so that if you want to sing the tonic, then we can just harmonize off of it?
Sure.
You just either hum that or you can sing goodbye and we'll build a chord off of it. So
Okay.
You want to do the same thing we did before, Seth, where I go the third, you go the fifth?
Yeah.
All right.
So it's Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.